Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to unbox the Nexus Pro X. This comes to us from Dart Zone or Adventure Force, however you look at it. This is the updated version or the 2.0 version of the Nexus Pro, which released a few years back. Full disclosure, the Nexus Pro was kind of like my jumping off point into like the Nerf hobby, and it's got a special place in my heart. I understand my biases towards that blaster, and it will always have a special place in my heart, but I am fully aware of what the faults and the failures of that blaster are, and I can admit that it's not a perfect blaster, but I do want to bring that out in the very beginning of this series, because there's going to be a couple different videos, starting with the unboxing. Like I said, we'll be doing overview of the actual blaster itself, first impressions. We'll put a couple shots over the chronograph. I'm interested to see if there's any major difference or like initial difference between the two barrels, the two scars or whatever. No range test or anything like that in this video. We will be doing a follow-up video, actually a couple of videos, but a follow-up review where we'll take it out on the range. We'll test any type of claims that they make on the box. So let's just go ahead and enjoy the unboxing portion of this this blaster. So up front, just like with any Pro blaster, they have a gorgeous picture kind of showcasing everything that this blaster has to offer. Almost anything, or almost everything. There is something on here that is not featured, and it's a good thing. It's a bad thing, I think, for them, but it's a good thing that they did include it. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you've got the full picture. We've got shoots up to 200 feet distance. That's not 200 feet per second. It shoots 200 feet distance. So we don't typically do like a full-on max range test in our reviews, but I think for this one we might go old school like we did with the Nexus, the original, and the Striker and all that. We'll take it out in the front yard and shoot it down the avenue and see how far she goes. But I think 200 feet shouldn't be too difficult for this blaster to accomplish. It comes with 24 half-length darts. These are the Ember darts from Dart Zone. So that's nice to see. It has two different barrels that are scar attachments that you can put on there. One that has actual bearings. The other one is more of like a printed scar where it's got just the kind of the injection molded like twist lines to add spin to your dart. They're still claiming the 35 pieces, but this is a short dart only blaster. So this is something that they've changed from the original that was a full length, and it came with the adapter to bring it down to a short length dart. So that's that. Any other claims? On the other side, we have another nice picture of the blaster itself. It's got, again, 24 darts, 200 feet, distance up to. It says it's compatible with Adventure Force half-length darts and half-length Pro Dart ammo clips or magazines for maximum distance and accuracy. So we'll be testing that out. They give you a nice view of everything that comes in the blaster. Again, I'm not seeing the missing information from the front side either. So if you open up the blaster, in kind of an Adventure Force style and Dart Zone style, they have this awesome peek into the blaster with this awesome window. So not only do you get the great picture and all the contents, but you can actually open it up, touch it, feel it, see what's included. And the thing that I alluded to earlier is it comes with two magazines, two 12-round magazines. And this is something that I have been hammering on for a while now. If you're giving me a magazine-fed blaster, I need two magazines. There has to be two included with the box, because if this is my first blaster that uses this style magazine, having one magazine doesn't do me any good. It might as well be a standard internal magazine, or internal clip rather. But you can see we've got the detachable stock, we've got the blaster in this gorgeous purple and like kind of this raised kind of paint scheme that we saw the re-release of the original Nexus Pro had in that kind of that blue aqua pink color scheme. We've got side Picatinny rail, which is really cool. A very angled foregrip. We've got some eye protection, which is another thing that I've been hammering on. Even with like Nerf and like their rival line, I really think that eye protection is a good thing. If you have to put on the box that eye protection should be worn, you should have eye protection in the box. Like, it doesn't cost them but pennies to put that in there. It probably costs them more to mold the plastic to keep them in there than it does to actually include the actual safety glasses. There's your 24 darts, which fills your magazines up exactly one time. We've got our 2 SCAR magazines. I don't know if you can see that in the overhead. There's 2 SCAR magazines or SCAR barrels right there. We've got a front iron sight and a scope. I don't see a rear iron sight. We do have this little clip thing that will store your unused SCAR on the side, and then some type of, like, I don't know what that is. Like, it's almost like a O-ring, but it's kind of odd shaped. So anyway, let's go ahead and open her up and see what she's all about. And yeah, and like I said, I'm excited for this blaster, and I'm skeptical at the same time. All right, so we got our instructions, kind of accuracy boost SCAR mount. Oh, that's what that is. What's the O-ring? O-ring replacement seal. Store for future use. Huh, interesting. Oh, and there's O-ring storage in there. We'll have to take a look. So they give you an extra O-ring, which isn't technically an O-ring. It's more of a gasket. So it slides out nice and easy. Love to see it. We'll set that aside there. That's really sweet. So there's that O-ring. That's not really an O-ring. It's more of a gasket, in my opinion. Holy smokes. Okay, let's go ahead and get this opened and see what she's all about. Alright guys, so we've got the blaster out of its cage. Tell you what, very first impression, before I even shoulder it, it feels like the plastic is slightly thicker and more substantial than the original Nexus. You don't have like that creaking. Which is nice. So let's go ahead and set our blaster up here. So we've got the same type of cap here on the end as the original, and we'll do a full type of kind of comparison between the two in another video. But overall, like, this is just stock is nice. It doesn't push in. Yep, doesn't push in. It does pull out. So like if you got it there. So it does pull out, but it doesn't look like it comes all the way out. So there is kind of like a substantial, like, final lock. So if you wanted to use this sling point, you absolutely could. And speaking of which, what is this? Is this the storage that they were talking about? Oh, that's cool. So you got like a little bit of storage back here. Can you fit? Can't fit that back there. What? I guess your O-ring is the only thing that fits back there. So yeah, you got a little bit of space for some goodies and stuff like that back there. I don't think you could fit much of anything else. Yeah, that's not gonna fit. You could fit some ammo in there. Okay, you know, that one last shot that you need. So I'm assuming that's where they want you to store your extra O-ring or whatever, so you don't lose it, which is good advice. But overall, that's kind of slick. I like that. Oh, check that out. They added heat inserts where you could put like D-ring attachment points for your sling. That is, I like that. Good looking out, Dart Zone. That's nice. I love that. Full Picatinny rail across the top, which is sweet. You've got dual-sided. It almost looks like M-lock. I wonder if you'd be able to move those back. They're definitely removable, so you might be able to shift those back and forth depending on what your needs are. That's really sweet. Oh, there's no Maybe you won't, you might not, well, maybe, I don't know. But, so up front, we've got, looks like 2 barrels, but one of them is the actual barrel. So this is your barrel right here. So you've got your scar, B-car, that just kind of friction fits in there. And then you have the top one is more for storage. So you can store your other one there, which it doesn't seem to want to go in. Is that all the farther it goes in? Yeah, that's all the farther it goes in. It doesn't go in very far. Does the scar go, or the, yeah, you can't fit that one in very far. So we've got our side attachment point here. We can slide on our scar barrel holder. That fits there nice. That fits nice, so you can go that route with it. All right. I'm not sure why you would want to switch between these in the middle of a match, but for storage purposes, being able to keep these things side by side, you know, all in one place, that's always good. I always find it difficult to keep that stuff if it's separated, you know, finding that stuff. So we got a locking, so we got fire and safe, which is good. Kind of a nice, this is a little bit more substantial of a magazine. Like, that feels really good. Got some nice knurling on the side, so it makes it good to grip. Let's load up this 12-round magazine. Got some fresh darts here. Let's take a gander and see. 2, 3, 4. You might be able to fit you probably could squeeze you could probably squeeze a 13th one in there. So 12-round magazine, but you can definitely squeeze a 13th one in there. So we do have a skinny pusher, so you don't have to, unlike the original, you don't have to prime it back to load it and unload it. You can just in. Ooh, that's nice and smooth. Gravity drops real nice. Like, whew, baby. All right. Fire's on. What is this? Oh, that's a mag release too. Check that out. Dual mag releases. I like that. Nice. All right, so safety is off. Very angled foregrip. Ooh, she's got some. Okay, so just for reference, that went about 15 feet that way, hit a chair, and came back and hit this wall. It went somewhere behind the shelf. Yeah, she's firing pretty hot, guys. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to go 200 feet. The question is, what's it going to hit? How accurate it is if I'm aiming, you know, level. So that's what we'll test in our review for sure. I really dig it. My first impressions are pretty high. The reason why I said I was skeptical at the very beginning was I'm not sure why they did this, but they went with this weird kind of offset barrel. So like your spring, and I'm assuming your plunger tube is here, but your barrel is down here and it comes out. So you've got this weird kind of offset, you know, the barrel is not centered. And there's not many blasters like that. I've never personally used one, and it seems to me that it would be, it seems a little strange, like firing it, because like you know, it just feels a little different. But it's something you might be able to get used to. That's what's got me more skeptical than anything. So let's power this thing on. Make sure we're in the right settings. Yes, sir. So we're gonna prime it back. We've got one loaded. So let's go without the scar first, that B car, and see what she's shooting. 195.7, 179.2, 205.3, 197.8. So kind of mid 90s with a couple extras. Let's try it with the printed scar, or the injection molded scar. So 226. $236. You would think that this would... Okay, 172.8. That's weird. You would think that this would lower your FPS. 227. It's almost... I don't want to... It's almost acting like a barrel extension. Like... That's weird. Okay, so hotter than 200. Let's load up a couple more. And so that was, I mean, I want to say that was like 219 average. 220, because we had 236 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what the bearing scar now. It's got four rollers on each side here. They've got a metal screw or metal rod holding them in place. They are plastic. It looks like you should be able to remove these 3 screws and slide these out. So if you want to upgrade those or change them in some way, I don't know which, you could use different bearings, maybe get a little bit more drag on it. Let's see what she's firing here. 205. So this one's got a little bit more drag. 203. 216. And 200.2. So yeah, so you're firing a little bit hotter with the printed scar at like 220-ish, 209, 200, like 220, 215. This has put you right around 200, and just like the barrel by itself is like just under 200. Well, there's a 209. So 198. So we'll have to do some more testing and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll run through with some different darts and stuff in our review. So definitely stay tuned for that. The other things that you get are your kind of like almost like your rear sight is, I think, what they're saying, what they're calling it. It just slides onto their Picatinny rail. This is the same Picatinny rail that is on the Nexus, so it's compatible with like your real steel and like your airsoft stuff. So you've got a decent picture in there. And then it should, with this raised front, does it line? Oh, it does line up. Okay, here we go. It's really not too hateful. This is a little bit bulky for my taste, but I was afraid that this wouldn't work. These are definitely an upgraded version of what comes with the original Nexus. I almost like this more than the Striker. That's not too bad at all. Doesn't magnify at all. Doesn't have any glass, which is great because then you don't get any fogging or anything like that, you know. And then you can't see through the stupid thing. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. I'm kind of excited to get this out on the range. Yeah. So we'll definitely be coming out with more videos planned around the Nexus Pro X, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, we'll be doing a review. I want to do a comparison video, and then I also want to go ahead and open it up because I'm very curious about what's going on in this section of the blaster. They mentioned in their podcast, Dart Zone did, that there's some type of technology that they're now implementing to redirect the air. They get a better air seal, better performance, and things like that. And I'm really curious to see what that is, because it's definitely odd that you've got this kind of offset, you know, spring, plunger tube, and then barrel. You know, obviously there's some type of redirection going on here somewhere, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you going to pick up a Nexus Pro X? Did you pick up the original? And what type of content would you like to see with this thing? What would you like me to create with this? I've got a whole bunch of time to make some videos, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting some plinking in on this. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.